Good evening and thank you for joining us on 9japarrotTV News at 10. I am Balikis Ajoyo. Tonight, we bring you the major stories and happenings from the national stories and across the globe. Here are the headlines of the major story for August 3rd, 2026. Kwara South Monarch pledge full backing to APC candidate. Cleric calls for continuity. Backs Tinubu. Orji Kalu. Otti. Wike says Amaechi lacks charisma to be vice president. On foreign news, US-Iran talks to begin direct negotiations after cancelling planned strike. And on sport, Havertz target historic Quadruple with Arsenal. Now the news in details. The Kwara South Traditional Council has unanimously resolved to support and mobilize for the victory of the All Progressive Congress in the forthcoming 2027 general elections. Attributing their decision to the developmental strides of Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak's administration, the Royal Father stated that residents of the state, particularly in the southern senatorial district, could not afford to reverse the developmental momentum achieved under the ruling party. Speaking on behalf of the traditional rulers across the Igbomino, Ibolo, and Ekiti blocks, the Olupo of Ajoyo, Oba Ismail Yaya Alebiosun, announced that the council was backing the APC governorship candidate and Speaker of the Kwara State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Yakubu Danladi Saliu, who hails from Kwara North Senatorial District, in the interest of equity, fairness, and justice. Away from that, Abia-born cleric Reverend Chika Ubanu has called on Abians to support the re-election of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Senator Orji Kalu, Governor Alex Otti, and the All Progressive Congress APC candidate for Abia South Senatorial District in the 2027 general elections. Speaking in an interview with journalists in Aba, Ubani said the political atmosphere ahead of the 2027 elections favors President Tinubu, arguing that the opposition's inability to forge a united front has strengthened the president's chances of securing another term. He urged the people of the Southeast, particularly Abians, to align with the president's re-election bid in order to strengthen the region's influence at the center. Meanwhile, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory (FCT) Nyesom Wike has questioned the emergence of former Rivers State Governor Rotimi Amaechi as the vice presidential candidate of the African Democratic Congress (ADC), describing his candidacy as lacking electoral value ahead of the 2027 general elections. Amaechi was recently named running mate to former Vice President Atiku Abubakar on the 8th ADC presidential ticket. Speaking during a media chat with selected radio stations in Port Harcourt over weekend, Wike argued that the Amaechi failed to demonstrate electoral strength during the administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari, despite serving as Rivers State Governor for 2 terms and later as Minister of Transportation. On the international scene, United States President Donald Trump has announced that direct negotiations between the United States and Iran will begin this week, following the cancellation of a planned military strike in favor of diplomatic engagement. Speaking about efforts on the Saturday, Trump said he shelved what he described as a massive attack on Iran after appeals from Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, Qatar. Lastly, on sport, Arsenal forward Kai Havertz has declared. Arsenal forward Kai Havertz has declared that the Gunners are targeting a historic quadruple in the 2026-2027 season after ending their 22 wait for the Premier League title. The German international said Mikel Arteta's side are determined to build on last season's success by competing for every available trophy. And that concludes our news for tonight. Stay connected with us. Follow us on all social media platforms and visit www.9japarrot.com for more breaking news and in-depth reports. I am Balikis Ajoyo. Thank you for watching. Good night.